Something extraordinary is unfolding right now in the heart of America. Behind the headlines and beneath the noise, a financial transformation is quietly taking root. One that could position the United States as the undisputed capital of the crypto economy, and is happening faster than anyone expected. As of May 2025, Bitcoin is trading around $107,250. Ethereum sits near $2,600, and XRP is hovering around $2.26. But those prices only scratch the surface. The real story isn't just in the numbers. It's in the power shift taking place beneath them. While governments around the world wrestle with regulation, censorship, and centralized control, America is laying the groundwork for something bigger, an entirely new financial system. And at the center of it is blockchain. This isn't a tech trend. This is infrastructure. And the most powerful institutions in America are preparing to make it permanent. Let's start with Wall Street. Over the past 18 months, major financial giants have reversed course on crypto. JP Morgan, once a vocal critic, is now running blockchain settlement layers for institutional clients. Fidelity is expanding its crypto custody services, and BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF, now at over $15 billion in assets, has triggered a rush of institutional inflows. These aren't speculative plays, they're ownership moves. America isn't fighting crypto anymore, it's absorbing it. Meanwhile, the political tide has shifted. After years of confusion and overreach, Congress is finally moving toward comprehensive crypto legislation. The Financial Innovation and Technology for the 21st Century Act is gaining bipartisan support. The SEC and CFTC are being forced to define their roles clearly. And multiple state governments are now offering crypto tax incentives and blockchain integration programs. Why the sudden pivot? Because America has realized it can't kill crypto, but it can lead it. And the opportunity is enormous. Unlike authoritarian regimes that attempt to control digital currencies from the top down, America is letting the free market drive adoption. The government is positioning itself as a partner, not an adversary, and that strategy is attracting global capital. Top blockchain developers from Europe, Asia, and Latin America are relocating to Miami, Austin, and Silicon Valley. Billion-dollar venture funds are launching from Wyoming and Delaware, and the number of crypto-related patents filed in the U.S. has tripled since 2023. But there's a deeper reason America is positioned to win. It's the tokenization of everything. We're talking about real estate, private equity, carbon credits, even U.S. Treasury bonds, all being prepared for blockchain integration. And the infrastructure isn't theoretical anymore. Depository Trust and Clearing Corporation has already piloted tokenized settlement. The Fed is quietly working with commercial banks on interoperable stablecoin rails, and Visa is processing select merchant transactions via Ethereum Layer 2s right now behind the scenes. This is no longer about speculation. It's about infrastructure dominance. America is sprinting ahead while the rest of the world hesitates. At the consumer level, adoption is accelerating. Over 22% of Americans now own some form of crypto. Wallet usage has exploded. Payment platforms like PayPal, Strike, and Cash App have all integrated Bitcoin and stablecoins. And major retailers are quietly preparing for blockchain-based loyalty programs and point-of-sale upgrades. But perhaps the most powerful shift of all is psychological. Crypto is no longer seen as rebellious. It's becoming responsible, and that shift is attracting the institutions, the talent, and most importantly, the legal clarity needed to anchor a new financial era. Of course, there are risks. Surveillance, centralization, and regulatory overreach remain on the table. But the direction is clear. America is not just embracing crypto, it's building on it. This isn't just a story about finance, it's about geopolitics. The United States is using open blockchain systems as a strategic advantage. By becoming the foundational layer of global digital capital, America can outmaneuver adversaries without firing a shot. It can rebuild trust in its monetary leadership without relying on petrodollars or coercion. And for the average American, this shift means something profound. It means access. Access to assets once reserved for the elite. Access to financial tools that bypass traditional gatekeepers. Access to global markets, programmable money, and decentralized protocols that work for the individual, not just the institution. But most people won't see it coming. They'll still be watching headlines. Still arguing politics, still reacting to surface-level noise. Meanwhile, the real transformation is happening quietly, structurally beneath their feet. If you're watching this, you're early. You have the chance to understand what's coming before the rest of the world catches up. This is how generational wealth is built, not by chasing trends, but by positioning ahead of inevitability. America is not just tolerating crypto anymore. It's absorbing it, institutionalizing it, weaponizing it in the most strategic way possible. And as this financial layer becomes the backbone of global systems, one thing will become clear. The future of crypto isn't offshore. It's not outlawed. It's not fringe. It's here. It's mainstream. And it's American. If you want to stay ahead of these shifts, learn how to position your money wisely, and unlock the suppressed strategies that the elites never wanted you to understand, subscribe to Wealth Signal. Because the future won't be decided by who follows the rules of the old system, but by who adapts fastest to the new one. But let's zoom out even further. America's unique strength lies not just in its technology or capital markets, but in its ability to adapt and absorb disruptive innovations faster than any other nation in history. Think about the internet. While Europe argued over standards and China tightened control, America let the chaos unfold, and Silicon Valley became the center of gravity for the digital revolution. The same thing is happening again, only this time the stakes are even higher. Crypto isn't just another wave of innovation. It's the architecture for a post-industrial, decentralized economy. And those who control the rails will control the flow of capital, influence, and innovation for decades to come. That's why we're seeing banks like Citi and Goldman Sachs build out tokenized securities divisions. It's why the New York Stock Exchange has filed for blockchain-based exchange mechanisms. And it's why U.S. lawmakers, many of whom once mocked crypto, are now rushing to draft bills that will ensure America doesn't lose its lead. This shift is also cultural. Gen Z and millennials, the generations most skeptical of traditional finance, are now entering their peak earning years, and they don't want the same system their parents had. They want programmable money, peer-to-peer value exchange, and control over their digital identities. Crypto gives them that. And as demand grows, infrastructure follows. What began as an anti-bank movement is now evolving into a parallel financial stack, one that still honors decentralization but fits within the American regulatory framework. That duality is what makes this moment so rare. We are witnessing the fusion of freedom and structure, of innovation and legitimacy. And when that balance is struck, new empires are built. Empires of code, capital, and digital sovereignty. So if you're paying attention right now, you're not just witnessing history. You're standing at the entry point of the next financial system, and you get to choose. Do you want to be an outsider watching it happen, or an insider building it with intention? Because the U.S. isn't waiting anymore. The rails are being built. The protocols are being locked in. The narrative is shifting, and those who position early will write the rules. This is your window. Use it. If you found value in this video and you're ready to decode the financial systems of the future, not just survive them, but master them, then subscribe to Wealth Signal right now. We break down suppressed strategies, track real-time shifts in global capital, and deliver the truth behind the headlines every single day. Because in the new economy, knowledge isn't just power, it's currency. Make sure you're holding it.